This episode of WDW Today is being sponsored by MEI and Mousefan Travel. And if you're looking to plan a trip for most nights between November 1st and December 24th, 2009, or you're looking even further, maybe you're looking between January 3rd and March 27th, 2010, did you know that you can buy 4 nights and get 3 free, or buy 5 nights and gets 2 free? That's right, it's Select Resorts. They have a lot of great deals Disney's putting on right now. And you know who can book that for you? The good folks at MEI and Mousefan Travel. So why not have them take care of all that work, all the codes, all the discount stuff? Who needs to be dealing with that kind of stuff, right? Let them take care of that. Book your vacation for you if you're looking forward to your trip in 2010, or perhaps you're already looking forward to joining us for reunion later on. Oh, man, what is that? Next week? Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Sorry.
Oh.
I got to pack.
Wow.
Oof. Okay, well, that's a down. Well, it's not a downer, but it's just because we have to actually plan this thing. Oops. But anyway, you join us. We'll put on a great event, probably. And the travel agents at MEI and Mousefan Travel can help you book it. Check them out at www.mousefantravel.com.
This is Walt Disney World Today. Give us 5 minutes and we'll give you the world.
It's Wednesday, November 25th, 2009, and this is episode 648 of WDW Today. I'm Matt Hochberg of StudioCentral.com. Joining me on today's show is Len Testa, co-author of the Initial Guide to Walt Disney World. And Len, tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and of course, I know that you'll be joining your family to give thanks to Scopa's first car trip.
Exactly. I remember back in the day learning about how Scopa went to meet the Indians and ask for corn seeds and all that other stuff.
That's right, and he came to New Hampshire and he said, "Boy, you guys got a great accent over here."
This is fabulous. I think I'm totally gonna adopt this thing for my own.
That's sure. And he never left. Also joining us on today's show is Mike Newell of Mouse World Radio. Happy early Thanksgiving, Mike.
Matt, in keeping with the Thanksgiving tradition, you can start by wiping that bleeping dumb smile off your bleeping cheeks.
Bleep are you talking about?
None of you ever seen Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
Oh, yeah.
It's one of the best Thanksgiving movies ever.
Oh, I missed that one.
Oh, you guys stink.
Wow.
Sorry, Mike. If it makes you feel any better, I'm sure there's lots of listeners who are laughing right now.
No, they're not. They're crying like me.
Also joining us on today's show is Mike Scopa, a senior feature writer and blogger for allears.net. Welcome to the show, Mike.
At King's time, as ruler rises and falls like the sun.
Lion King.
Which one?
Legend of the Lion King.
Right.
Yes.
Sure, that one you get.
Wow.
Sorry, Nick.
I said
Who says
Legend.
it, Len? Who says it?
Rafiki.
Right, in the pre-show, right?
I actually, it's funny because I visualized Legend of the Lion King, but I had Festival of the Lion King.
Yeah.
No, I visualized Festival. I said Legend, and I then meant to switch them. So,
Well,
anyway.
Way to cover that one.
Yeah.
and also joining us on today's show is the fabulous Annette Owens, a manager at customer relations and group services for MEI and Mousefan Travel. And Annette, as someone who lives in the South, certainly I expect your turkey to be deep fried.
Oh, heavens forbid, no.
That's
oh,
it.
No, but I'm very, very busy getting ready for all the food and all the munchies tomorrow. So
Now that we've offended all our Southern listeners.
But you don't do a deep fried turkey?
no.
No.
I don't. Yes, lots of people do, and that's very good. But I kind of like to make it a little more healthy.
Len, do you deep fry your turkey?
I deep fried every year until last year, and then Don got us an infrared deep fryer.
Really?
Which uses it uses infrared.
God.
Oh my god, it's the best
That
turkey
explains your third eye.
ever. Best turkey ever.
I have yet to have it, but I hear many people in the South enjoy it. So,
Well, I've done deep fried,
Well,
and
I'm
I've done
sure there are
infrared.
people.
I've had
There's
deep
got to
fried
be
sandwich
people
sandwich.
out of the South that eat deep fried turkey. Come on.
I don't know. I just go to Waffle House. That's the way I celebrate it.
Mhm.
It's Wednesday, and we're answering your listener questions. And we'll start out with an email from Pat from Suwanee, Georgia. Who writes, "Thanks for continuing to share your ideas and advice with us all. It makes being away from the world just a bit easier. I wanted to send in a show idea. I believe it's been partially covered, but not for an entire show. Take a detailed look at the special entertainment in each park. Include anything from bands in Epcot, Dawa Bar performers in Animal Kingdom, to performers on Main Street, to the many performers at Disney's Hollywood Studios. There are many hidden gems like Push, Divine, Luxo, etc. This may be so detailed that a show would only cover a single park." It's not a bad idea. We've I know we talked about hidden gems in the park years ago, literally. But it's not a bad idea. So thank you, Pat. Next email is from JD, who writes, guys, I need help getting my refund. After those stupid poachers cut my 2-week safari back to 20 minutes, I requested a refund, but they're telling me that I'm not entitled to one. I tried to write to CEO Eisner, hoping to get him involved, but figured I would ask you experts, too, if you ever got the mouse to return my money on shortened trips. I was just lucky to
How old is this email?
The heck?
I was just lucky to find another room at my resort because I called my resort and checked out after finding out my safari would take 2 weeks. No reason to pay for a room if I wasn't going to be using it. My park tickets would have no expiration option, so I was good there. Thanks for the help.
I'd say bring your receipt to the bring your receipt for the cruise to the guest services office, and they'll help you out.
That's a joke. You didn't get the joke?
I did get it. Receipt. There is no receipt for Jungle Cruise.
Oh, I thought you were being serious. So.
Oh Lord,
Man, Newell just threw us off with his joke that nobody got.
killing me.
I have to hear your bad jokes all year long.
My jokes are great.
I don't think so.
All right, since we need a breather, let's go to a marathon question.
That's the name of the car rental place, Marathon Car Rental. You got it. You got one. About time.
Scary.
Next email is from Mike F. of Warsaw, Indiana. He writes, this year I ran in the 2009 half marathon, and I know you've discussed at length the hows and whys of getting up early on race morning, so one is on time for the event. So I followed the instructions. I got up at 3:30 a.m., got dressed, walked to the food court at All Star Sports, waited in line for the bus, took the bus to Epcot, got dropped off at the far west end of Epcot parking lot, walked all the way to the pre-race bag check area, walked around there, waited in line for bathrooms, walked down the back roads behind Epcot to the start line.
And missed the race.
Does it sound like he's already ran the marathon?
I was saying, he missed the race.
Minimum distance walked, if I just measure from where the bus dropped off to the starting point, corral is 1.5 miles.
Yep.
This year, I'm considering staying at Port Orleans. When I view it on Google Earth, it appears I could walk from the resort directly to the starting corrals. From Riverside, it's about 1 mile and only 0.5 mile from French Quarter. Since I don't take a bag to be checked, nor do I eat that much in the morning that I need time to digest, it seems to me I could sleep in as late as 5 a.m., get up, get dressed, walk over to the start, and be there with plenty of time. What do you guys think? Does this sound reasonable?
Here's the thing. So first of all, I think it's crazy, by the way. But assuming you could do it, you'd be walking through grass when it's really damp outside, and your shoes are going to be soaked even before you start running.
Plus, there's no walking path anyway. You're not supposed
That's what I'm saying. You're going to walk in the grass, or you're going to walk in the road. And
yeah, you shouldn't really. Well, there is no walking path, right, Scope? I mean, there's no way that he could do that.
Absolutely right.
Yeah. See.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to be looking out for
I don't love the idea.
pedestrians.
Yeah, no.
So sorry, it's a for effort, but it ain't gonna work, buddy.
Yeah, just hitch a ride.
There you go. Next email is from Lewis from London, United Kingdom. Who writes, hey guys, and of course the fabulous Annette. I listen to every show and every episode, really enjoy it, yada yada yada, etc. I'm planning myself for a visit to the world next May June 2010. Coming over from he wrote that. I didn't even have to write that. May June 2010. Coming over from the United Kingdom. I've got a few questions for you guys. Number one, I'm thinking of staying in a moderate resort. Which do you recommend? In particular, I've got my eye on Port Orleans resorts. Do you have a preference for Riverside or French Quarter, or is either as good as the other?
I don't love either of them, but our reader surveys have them both ranked about the same. So yeah,
I would say French Quarter just because there's less people at your resort.
It's true. It's half the size, right? Good point.
So that's the reason I would choose that one.
Because you're such a people person.
That's right. I don't like people. I just want.
No, he doesn't like them.
That's why I come to Disney World, which has this population of like San Francisco there every day.
8 bajillion people. Yeah,
that's right.
See, and I like Riverside because you have more options at the food court.
See, I'm not big on the on-site. Like that doesn't bother me. I don't care.
But
It
there are
depends
more
on what
options,
you're looking for.
But are any of them better? I mean, there
Well-
are more average options. Okay.
Maybe so, but I
don't
just like
know.
to have a little option. And there's Yeehaw Bob and a short walk.
And if okay, that's true. But that's not true. So do all moderate resorts? But that's not true. I thought about that. I edited it. I was going to say, does every moderate resort have a bar? Because
yes.
Coronado has Rick's.
I didn't like Rick's. I met Annette one time at Rick's.
Yeah.
Remember that?
We
Annette?
couldn't even talk in there.
It was
so
so
loud.
It was so
Really?
loud. It was like it's like
What? A net in a bar?
it's really
I
more
know.
of a
I know. It was funny too. I was just waiting for somebody else to
They
laugh.
had chocolate malts.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like a nightclub, though.
Oh,
I mean,
speaking
did they
of
have karaoke going that night or something?
Teriyaki.
Teriyaki.
Is that like a combination? Are we talking
Diet
now?
Goose.
It's like a combination of karate and karaoke.
Question number 2 is for Annette. Prices
Uh-oh.
for for resort stays, and tickets over here are outrageous. I was wondering if Mouse Fan Travel caters to people occasionally internationally too, or just to those within the United States.
No, we have lots of clients that are overseas. Australia, Japan, UK. Yeah, we can help you out. Sometimes you get better deals over there. Sometimes you get better deals over here. So you can compare what you can get, because we can't get an offer over in the UK, but we can see what we can get over here.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt.
For you.
Doesn't hurt to at least compare your options. I mean, the worst they'll
Right.
tell you is you got a better option over there.
No, and we definitely will let you know that if you've got a better option over there.
Question number 3.
When you do that, do you take into account the
Exchange
exchange
rate?
rates?
Yeah, you have to.
That's amazing. That's a really difficult thing to do because
It changes. And
Fluctuates,
so
yeah.
as of today, this is your better rate.
Actually,
Yeah.
that just mocks their funny looking currency.
exactly. What is this? What are all these colors? Look at this. Why do you have pink money? What is this?
You have a woman on your money?
What is that? Exactly. That's why they should be
Oh,
Anthony.
wow.
Lost
never-
another continent.
Oh,
Check
well.
that one off too, Mike.
Okay. We're down to Antarctica and parts of North America that don't speak English. Right.
Question number 3. I'm coming over alone. Do you think it's worth getting any of the dining plans or just paying for food as I go?
As you go.
Pay
As
for
you
as
go.
Yep, I agree with you there, Lips. Or Scopa.
Lips.
Oh,
Ah, Lord. Go
Hey,
ahead.
next email's from Karen from Hondo, Texas, who writes, "Hello, guys.
I saw that movie.
We're arriving to Walt Disney World the day after Thanksgiving. Just got this one in. Yes.
I just hope she listens quick.
Yeah.
2008.
Fail. We'll be going to Busch Gardens for the weekend since we have free passes to there. We'll be touring Walt Disney World Monday through Friday and flying out on Saturday. My question is this: is it wise to move to visit Disney Quest the first evening since we don't want to waste a ticket on a partial day? Our tickets are 5-day park hoppers with WPM.
Water Parks Fun and More.
Yep.
Thank you. If we do visit Disney Quest on arrival day and do not visit a theme park until Monday, will we still get the 5 days of theme park, or does it cut to 4? For example, does visiting a water park count as a theme park day?
Nope.
No, it does not.
It counts as an extra.
Yeah.
but don't you have to visit a theme park first before you can use that? That used to be the.
No.
No.
Why would you
Really?
do that? That's crazy.
I don't know.
Crazy talk, Mike. Crazy talk.
That was
Please, they
back
need- they
in the
need all
day
the-
when you had to move your feet to move the car. Yeah.
Ooh.
When Walt himself
That
was
was
validating the tickets.
That's right. Next email is from Jeff from Orlando, who writes, "What do you think of the new balloon ride at Downtown Disney? I think it could spoil the view of the Sassagoula River, but have not seen it yet. Somebody suggested it could be relocated to a different park if it did not attract enough people. I think there was a balloon scene in one of the Muppet movies. Also, what are the future plans for that area now that Pleasure Island is being remodeled?"
Wow.
First of all, the balloon is huge. Right?
Right.
The balloon is just
Doesn't
massive.
always go up.
Yeah, and that myself and Mr. Newell tried to ride it during Star Wars weekends, and we could not ride it because, Newell, why don't you tell the listeners why we couldn't ride it?
They said it was high winds. Number one.
No, that wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
That wasn't. It was the clouds were
The
too
clouds
low.
Yeah,
Too low.
but they also said it was higher winds than normal. But it was already up with a group of people
Yeah,
for half an hour.
yeah. I don't care about the view. Doesn't bother me. I think the issue is just that it's so impractical because of the weather conditions in Florida. Well,
that was
Did
the
they
thing.
not know that there were clouds and wind in Florida when they?
I really think it's best suited. Like, I think really, honestly, believe that like Disneyland has much better climate for this than Disney World.
Yes.
I guess we haven't gone up there, so I really can't comment on the view by any means. But I just don't think it's very practical given.
Well, that's just
problems.
it. The problem that we faced was that we wasted so much valuable park time that we had to drive over there, park the car, wait in line, wait for us to decide it's not worth waiting anymore, get back in the car, drive. By then, we lost like 3 hours of park touring.
Right. I think.
Well, and there was no set number as to the number of people they were putting it on either. Remember that first group that went up had what, 8 people?
Right.
Yeah.
6 people?
Right.
And we got there before it opened, and there was still a wait for there. And I think the bigger problem I had, if there was no wait for this attraction, if there was just like here and like you could really ride it, weather permitting, almost any time, you just really just hop on, that kind of a thing, I wouldn't have so much of a problem with it. But to say that I would wait more than 10 minutes for it, I just don't. personally, I don't see it that kind of appeal to wait in it.
Well,
I
that's
just
just
don't
it,
think
Matt.
it's that cool.
That whole experience like left a sour taste in my mouth. I wouldn't go back there now to try
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing is, I mean, like if you've been on the top of Expedition Everest right before, when you go on that first hill and you get to look around and stuff, I mean, it's cool and everything, but I don't think, I mean, you look around and it's kind of nice, but
But then what, right?
that's it. I mean, it's, I got my fill. I just don't see the appeal of being up there for 10, 20 minutes to look around, because I mean, you'll see the parks, okay, but
Great. It's
Yeah.
flat.
yeah.
I'm sure there's some people that have been up on there that are really kind of going, wow,
Yeah.
we really enjoyed it. They're very
I
negative.
mean, weren't you
we
up
just have
higher
bad
on the
experience.
plane ride down to Orlando?
That's a good point too.
I guess I'm just saying that it doesn't appeal to me. That's the way I'll put it.
No,
Yeah.
for the to get there and the amount of time you wait, no, it didn't appeal to me at all.
Exactly. That's
Yeah, I
well
would do it.
said. I prefer the National Lampoon Vacation at the Grand Canyon thing. Just okay, let's go.
Okay. Giant hole in the ground. All right.
Yeah, but when they were closed, they should have had the guy. Speaking of vacation, it's been sorry, we're closed. Moose out front should have told you.
Okay, you can make
Holidays.
vacation jokes, but I can't make planes, trains, and automobile jokes. There's something really wrong with that.
It's awesome.
And as for Jeff's other question about the future plans for Pleasure Island, your guess is as good as ours. I haven't.
Involves a yellow Caterpillar bulldozer.
Very nice.
Shake hands with danger.
Next email is from Dina. He writes, "Hi guys, I was listening to your outstanding podcast last week, and I heard one of you say that you wanted to hear some Star Wars weekend stories. Well, I have an awesome one. I went to Star Wars weekends in June of 2007, and we were there for the first time along with my daughter, then age 5, and my husband Sean. We were in Hollywood Studios when we saw the Cantina Band meandering
Dun,
through
dun,
the
dun,
crowds.
dun, dun, dun.
One of the things my husband and I love about Disney is the interaction with cast members. So we ran up to the band and fell all over ourselves, telling them how much we enjoy their music, but how we all have their CDs and when's their next tour, etc.
That's awesome.
The band seemed genuinely pleased by our fanaticism. Then they started gesturing and beckoning us to follow them. We were confused at first, and eventually we followed them. They took us through a door and started leading us through a backstage entrance to Star Tours. We saw about half of the regular queue line before. There you go, Newell. Before we went through a door into a hall and were generally behind the scenes. The band took us into a private control room with several monitors, which is apparently a control center for the ride. The cast member inside explained to us how the ride works and how each of the monitors are used to watch the faces of those riding. Among other things, they look for making sure nobody is about to hurl. He answered all of our questions about the ride. Then we got to ride Star Tours with the Cantina Band.
No way.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
At the end of the line, we had our pictures made with the band. A couple of other families posed with us. This, quote, private ride with the Cantina Band was one of the most memorable experiences we've ever had at Disney.
That's awesome.
I'm jealous.
That's a great story.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Dina, for sharing with us.
Matt, you know that they're redoing the ride in 2011, right? It's gonna be 3D film.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, it sounds pretty exciting. I'm excited. Yeah. Next email is from Ann Morrison, who writes, I bought a 3-day park hopper ticket 6 years ago, 2 adults and 6 child. I used up 3 days each, and I have 2 days left. When I bought them, they said they were good for life. I have the tickets. I have the receipt when I bought the tickets. Question, are they good for life like they said?
Yep.
Yep.
I can't believe she has the receipts and the tickets. That's amazing.
I was amazed when you said the receipt. Yeah.
Nice job.
Yeah. Yeah, they're still good.
You can still use them.
Next email is from Craig, better known as Disney_CJD at www.today.com. Writes, as always, I am listening to my favorite podcasts on the chuffer going to work. He's from the United Kingdom. I don't know what a chuffer is.
And what is Lou talking about today?
It's a long ride in.
That's right. I think one consideration, that was a good joke, Newell. I
That was
think
good.
Well, I think one consideration on these character breakfasts is the dream. It's not about the food. If he's talking about Cinderella's Royal Table, it's not about the food. If it was, then you would pick someone else. It's about having lunch or dinner in the iconic castle with Cinderella. If you have your own little princess like we do, she loved it. Alex was 5 when we went and loved it so much. She believed she was in Cinderella's home, and all the characters made a fuss of her and her brother Kieran, who was 2.5, and very cute, as you may have seen him in the Main Street Diary. Now, we went 2 summers ago, and I think at the right time. It was very hard to get in, and for the experience and joy it brought to my kids, it was worth every penny. Even now, we go to the Magic Kingdom, Alex and Kieran both remember our lunch with Cinderella and mention it on every possible time we go past the castle. So unlike Mongello, it's not all about the food. Just my 2 bobs worth.
That's nice. That's a good story.
It's a good story. I mean, I understand Craig's point. I guess my only issue, and this is true for Cinderella's Royal Table, the Sci-Fi, some other restaurants we've slammed over the years, Rainforest Cafe, is that you're absolutely right. Theme has an important thing, and certainly your children love it. But why should you have to sacrifice good food to have a good time, or pay up through the nose for bad food in a good time? They shouldn't have to compromise. I feel that they should have. I demand great experience, like obviously for your children there, Craig, and good food. Why can't they do that? There's plenty of good restaurants in Disney World that we all enjoy. So I don't see why they can't change up the menu and put something good in there. Then I would think we would all be for that. Of course, I'm sure it's very expensive still, but at least
It'd be $200 a person.
You can have good food in the castle.
That's right.
Exactly.
If the food was better, it would definitely help its cause. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, maybe so.
Now, our next email is from Barry Labs of Kenosha, Wisconsin, who writes, "Greetings to the WDW Today podcast crew. I've just recently started listening to your podcast after hearing Matt on the Netcod podcast, and I'm really enjoying hearing about my favorite place on earth 3 times a week."
That's nice. You cheated on us, man? That's nice. That's good.
Thank you. Thank you, Van of Netcod.
And we learn about it in an email.
In an email. We're always the last ones to know.
I'll be going to the Disney World in late January, so hopefully I'll get this answered by.
Do you love him?
Ouch.
Go ahead, Matt.
I'll be going with my wife, 4-year-old daughter, and my parents. I hope Van has a spot for me, because
Yeah.
after hearing your recent podcast, it was near unanimous about Chef Mickey's being the best place to do a character meal. We've decided to have our big family meal there instead of doing the Cinderella's Royal Table like we usually do. My question is, when do you think we should go? Should we do the character breakfast? Should we go for dinner? Or should we go both during our week-long trip? Scopa, what are your thoughts on the restaurant? What would you say to Barry there? I mean, breakfast, dinner, both for Chef Mickey's? And mute yourself.
And you've unmuted yourself. I think dinner's the way to go.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
There you go.
So, Matt, remember, we're doing a podcast. It's called The
I would get the smelling salts.
Wow. I would
the Jared Falls
say I would go with the dinner over the breakfast, just because the food is more diversified. I mean, I think that all the breakfasts and all the buffets, they're all the same, but I think that when you're getting into the dinner hour, I think there's a little bit of uniqueness with each restaurant. So for that reason, I'd go with the dinner.
And by the dinner hour, Mike means 4:30.
Happy hour. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, wow, Len. Very nice.
Use my AARP card.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Next email is from Kelly from Savannah, or Kelly SAV on the live show boards. Right, hello, Fab Five. You know who you are, so why do I need to list all your names? I know Len's obsessed with his iPhone. I myself am obsessed with iPhone and have just recently found and downloaded a number of really cool apps for our upcoming trip to Disney. One is for dining and has current menus with prices and even a quick button to call to make ADRs. Very handy. Another one has updated and current times for each park, including shows, extra magic hour, etc. The last one I have is a very cool guide with some interesting historical information on the parks, but also includes lots of information about the parks, hidden Mickey tours, where to find characters, etc. I'm in no way promoting these apps, notice I didn't list the names of any of them, over the incredible and top-notch planning information found in an unofficial guide.
Ding.
There you go. Or all ears. However, with a bulging disc and less than a month before my trip, with a bulging disc in his back and less than a month before my trip, I'm afraid I wish we could isolate and scope as what?
What?
Before I'm afraid I'm just not up to carrying the unofficial guide with me in the parks. These apps are good for both information in the parks, more so than for planning purposes. I'm being green, too, by not having to grab a times guide at each park. Of course, Len, we mentioned the other day, but you can now actually access a special new mobile website on your iPhone or
That's right.
device.
Actually, any mobile device, m.touringplans.com. So it contains crowd calendar information, wait time information, fast pass information, and generally a whole bunch of other stuff for rides in the park.
That's right. And of course, if Kelly does have a bulging disc in her back, she could just actually tie 2 unofficial guides, put one in front, one in back, and that'll even it out, right, Lon?
Exactly.
There you
Sort of
go.
like a beast of burden type thing.
That's right. But actually, Kelly has a question about maybe you guys could do a show about what each of you packs in your park bag. Maybe you could top 5 things you can't live without when you go to the parks.
Oh, man.
Scuba,
Oh,
what do
that's
you?
a good one.
Yeah, Scuba, what do you bring? I know that you're always someone who makes sure you're always have a bag of some sort to carry your stuff in. What's essential for you when you go to the parks?
Oh man, I've actually changed since I've gotten my iPhone. But when prior to the iPhone, I had let's see, what would I have? Well, I had a pen and I had a little small pad of paper that I could make notes with. I would have. I had a pin that I got from one of the cast members from what's the name of that troop of
Bears, Boy Scouts.
no
Girl
no no
Scouts?
no in what do you call it?
Sons of the Confederacy.
No. In a World Showcase,
Knights of
when
the
you
Round
perform
Table.
with one of those, when you perform with one of those players, they give you one of those pins so you
World
won't get
Showcase
picked
players?
again. Yeah, so I carry that around in case I
What
get
are those?
picked.
You know those guys that play in World Showcase? What's their name
Yeah.
again? They do plays in World Showcase.
Carry that. What else do I carry? Extra batteries. I carried a video camera, but I don't do that now. I just carry the iPhone.
Yeah, iPhone's great. I mean, you have a touch, right, Newell?
I have a touch, yes.
Yes, but it's wonderful having the iPhone now. So Len has definitely rubbed off on the rest of us, except for Annette.
Yeah, and it's still in the
Actually,
BlackBerry.
Annette's got the most modern phone out of all of us.
I wasn't even going to say anything. I've got a Droid now.
You
Oh,
do.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I didn't. All right. Well, at least it's better than what you had before. Let's put it that way.
Oh, much
Oh,
better.
hallelujah, yes. Oh,
Yeah.
my gosh.
Very good. And are you liking it, Annette?
So far, give me, I'm going down to Disney soon. I'll get to try it down there. We'll
All right, so
see.
you can field test it.
Can field test it. Then we can, compare.
Then you can yell at Becky if it stinks.
Huh?
You can yell at Becky if it stinks. Right?
No,
This is her
this
phone.
this is your own phone.
this is mine. No, this is my phone.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh. It's the U phone. Your phone.
Very nice. All right. Well, it's time for our last question of the day, and that means I will give Mike Newell 3 emails to choose from. Mike Newell.
Mike Newell.
And Mike will choose one. The other 2 will go back into the email queue to be answered later. Are you ready, Mike?
And no 80s movie jokes. I guarantee it.
Sorry. All right. Last email today. Here are your options, Mike. Off to Neverland. Walk Like an Egyptian. This
Walk
one's
like an Egyptian.
this one's for Scopa. I'm pretty sure Walk Like an Egyptian is out since that's an 80s song.
Well,
Walk like an Egyptian.
that might reference Scopa too. Walk like an Egyptian.
Lots of potential.
Wow, this has been a really bad show for school.
Whatever happened to Susanna Hoffs?
If I had a nickel for every time someone said that to me,
Exactly.
You'd have a dime.
Yeah.
Off to Neverland. Walk Like an Egyptian. This one's for Scopa.
I'm really,
Go ahead.
I'm really interested in the Egyptian. Walk like an Egyptian, please.
All right. Last email of the day is from Kimberly Knight. Writes, okay, guys, I admit it. I chose the title just to hear Len sing it.
Wow.
Shows you well.
Yes, busted.
Wow. Just been listening to the show for a long time.
Love the show. You guys provide the perfect amount of Disney for us road warriors. Thanks for keeping me awake on the long trips and short trips and supplying plenty of laughs, even though the ones that must make the people in the cars next to mine think I'm loony. Since my trip isn't for 45 days, I figured I would be okay and send a question that I didn't need answering until I got back.
Oh, no.
Like a month after I got back.
Just bought my first annual pass. If you can remember that far back, how often do you think you went down to Disney the first year or first few years after you became an annual pass holder? So you got your annual pass. Do you guys remember how many trips you made that first year you got your annual pass for the first time?
I was gonna say at least
7.
2. The first year. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I had 3 my first year. What about you, Scopa?
It was one trip, but it was 16 days.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Len, do you remember yours?
My first annual pass. Oh, it had to be somewhere between like 12 and 15 days for that year, because it was one of the first years that I was doing heavy guide research, like 2003, 2004.
Okay. Annette, do you remember when your first annual pass?
It was either 7 or 8 trips.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Newell?
Wow.
The very first year is either 2 or 3 around that time frame.
Was that when you first bought into DVC, Mike?
No. I don't forget. I had passes, free passes till 2000.
That's right.
I don't think I bought my first AP until we started doing the show.
That same here with me.
Yeah, so around 2005, maybe 2006 is the first year I bought my AP.
So when did everybody buy their first AP?
Mine was probably maybe 05 or 04, but I think the show really just put it over the edge. So I'm going to say 05 just for fun.
Probably 03 for me.
92.
90.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Was that how old you were when you got your first one?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, Cincinnati,
UKR.
baby. If you
So funny.
Wonder.
Well, I've only had an annual pass. This is my second one. So
When was the first year they offered the annual pass? Was that in 71?
No, I
no.
think it was in the mid 80s.
Okay.
92.
They must have gotten rid of the A ticket thing and B ticket and all that. C
Oh,
tickets.
yeah, okay.
That was in the 80s when they got rid
Yeah.
of that, though. Right?
Yeah.
Kimberly also wants to know, for our next trip, I'd like to slow down and see more of the world than we normally do during our commando missions. What do you recommend for rides or attractions that are fun but might be a B, C, or even an A ticket type attraction? I know we say it all the time, but keep up the great work. You really do a huge service to the Disney community. So recommendations for, attractions that are, obviously not the headliners, but certainly something that you should slow down and check out.
TTA.
That's great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like to pick Mike.
Um,
I love the Streetmosphere characters, the Citizens
Yes.
of Hollywood Studios.
yeah, that's a great one, too, yeah.
I never stopped to look at them until you turned me onto the mat, and I do it all the time now.
They do a really wonderful job. They're very talented. and
Really,
I think
really
it's
good.
Really worth your time.
Yep.
The films in World Showcase.
Oh, good one, too.
Good.
That is a good one.
Annette, do you have any suggestions?
I think go exploring in World Showcase because that was something I had never done. I'd kind of briefly gone in. You just take your time and really explore. Go in the museums, look around.
Yeah, even the shops by themselves are...
Yeah.
Yes.
And especially now where they've got the Kim Possible stuff going out while you're in there. I mean,
That's another
Possible's good.
great answer.
while you're in there, you can see some of the kids doing the thing and,
That's right. Well, if we ever do that episode, that's whoever the first emailer of the day was about doing, those kinds of attractions, and you'll have a great idea for you, Kim. So, thank you very much for the email, and that'll wrap it up for today's show. Don't forget that this episode of WDW Today has been sponsored by MEI and Mouse Fan Travel, and with it being Thanksgiving tomorrow, of course, you may be thinking to yourself during the holiday, you'd say, I love Thanksgiving. Being with family is great. Let's plan a family trip together, maybe later on in 2010. Well, why not have the travel agents at MEI and Mouse Fan Travel help you plan that trip? They can take care of all this stuff. If you're going with a big group, let me tell you, travel agents are the way to go for big groups. And even if it's just your family, maybe it's just you, the little ones, and your loved one, that's okay. Bring them with you. They can help you plan that trip as well. The travel agents at MEI and Mouse Fan Travel are here to help you regardless of how long or how short your trip is. So check them out at www.mousefantravel.com. If you want to find our older episodes, read our show notes, or send us your comments, visit the WDW Today website at wdwtoday.com. For Atlanta, I'm Mike Scopa, Mike Newell, and the fabulous Annette Owens, I'm Matt Hotchberg. We'll see you on the next show. Happy Thanksgiving.
Stupid Judy, stupid energy.
This has been a production of Mouse World Radio.